Hello, hello, and welcome back for more daring do and sanctimonious slaughter in the rotting ruins and crumbling catacombs of Perfidious Manor as we play a little more Darkest Dungeon. And for once, the alliteration in my intro is actually indicative of my goal for the week, because this time, our team and I are heading down to take out the Necromancer Lord. And really, it's about time. I mean, we've let him linger far too long already. You know, like that weird guy with the mysterious shopping bag who's always leaning against the wall behind the 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. That guy, the loitering guy. That's pretty much the way we've treated the Necromancer Lord, and I think we've probably reached the point where it's time to knuckle down, suck it up, and do something about the problem. Now, in the case of the 7-Eleven guy, that something is probably just, call the cops, because seriously, what the fuck is in that bag? What is in that bag, and why is he by the dumpster? Gotta know. Eats at me like a cancer, I'm telling you. That guy he's mysterious, but I don't want to talk to him because he's weird and creepy and kind of freaks me out a little, but I don't know. Anyway, the Necromancer is probably going to be a little bit of a different story, of course, and somewhat tougher nut to crack than the weird enigmatic shopping bag guy behind the 7-Eleven, especially since we can't just pawn our problem off on a local constabulary in this case. Neither can we pawn the problem off on the ultimate wizarding bro team of Gandalf and Radagast either. I mean, they're nowhere to be found, so we're going to have to do this one the hard way with Fury, Flame, and Steel. So let's grab our A-team here, get them fitted out, and just hope that once this Necromancer jerk is dead, when he respawns, he does it down in Mordor, because, then he's a Frodo Baggins problem, and we can just wash our hands of it. A-team needs no skills or equipment adjustment. Those guys are going to be ready. Necromancer Lord comes pre-selected for your convenience. That's delightful. And we're going to get a focus ring, which I very much enjoy, so I don't have any problem with that. Loot is good, mission is good, team is good. Let's get it done. The only question here is, Halfcock Jack or Candy Jade? That's really the only question. I mean, Randolph Carter, he goes. Madeline Usher, she goes. Where Madeline Usher goes, Roderick Usher goes. That's a given. The last remaining question is Halfcock Jack or Candy Jade? Honestly, I think with the massive grape shot blast ability that our rabid little highwayman has, I seriously think he's probably the right choice for the job. So let's just review everybody's trinkets and make sure they're as good as possible. Now, we could swap this out a little bit. Don't we have some kind of... I'm pretty sure we have some Crusader-only trinkets, do we not? Yeah. That's real good. It's actually not as good as what we already have on, though, because I don't give a shit about Roderick Usher's dodge, really. He's a tank. He can take it. That's the only Crusader-only pen. Okay. All right. Well, Roderick Usher, then, I think, is probably sorted. Let's sort by rarity. We got a bunch of these orange rings. What do they do? We could give him another tough ring. Is the tough ring worth it? He would have huge protection. He would be almost unkillable. I mean, he'd really be pretty goddamn tough. He'd have a shitload of hit points. 30% protection. His dodge would be in the toilet, which means effectively he couldn't dodge. But he is giving up 15% of his damage. Let me take a look at something here. Okay, so 15% of his damage is actually like 2. It's not that much. He does 10 to 9. That's between, 2 and technically, assuming we're rounding up, between 2 and 3 damage. I think the tough ring is probably better. Let's stick with the tough ring. So that's got Roderick Usher sorted. Let's check out old Halfcock Jack. Do we have another focus ring? And if we do we want another focus ring? Because we've got 2 trinkets that are counteracting each other. We're giving up move resist, which is not a big deal, and we're giving up a slight amount of stress heal, which again is not a big deal. We could double up on that. -8 dodge, though. I think probably this is better. I don't suppose we have any other potential highwayman-only trinkets that are just, straight up amazing, do we? I mean, we can check. I'm pretty sure we don't. We got another Drifter's Buckle or a Dodgy Sheath. Yeah, so clearly we don't. I think Halfcock Jack is probably about as good as he's going to get. Roderick Usher could... Yeah, okay. So we can do better for Roderick Usher, because he's got -2 crit on range skills for plus accuracy. I don't like that at all. Why are you even wearing that? Take that off. That's straight up trash. Roderick, what are you thinking, Randolph? What are you thinking, man? Get that off of you. That's terrible. Do we have any occultist-only things? Ooh, Legendary Bracer, so good. Penalty to accuracy, though. There's a very strong case for actually putting this on. You know, really, that's probably better suited for Candy Jade. It really probably is. Can we do anything else for him that's good? Ooh, what are you? Real good, actually. You know, no, we don't need a tough ring. The hero's ring, I'm not interested in, per se. Alright, it doesn't... Do we have anything that's occultist only? Any, like, occultist only gear that you might want to put on? Little occultist friend of ours. Class restriction, I guess we can always take a look. I don't think we do. We have no occultist only gear. Okay, alright, that's fine. We gotta find him something, though. So, let's sort him by rarity. Let's just take whatever looks reasonable. I'm thinking probably this... not the tough ring. There's no need for that. There really isn't. Neither of these really do him any good. These are all class restricted. Well, what are you? 8 speed on the first round plus 10 quick. This is actually really good. Really good. No, we don't want any of that stuff. You know what? It's probably... These items are all intriguing, but I think none of them are really worth the risk. We've got to have something better than this piece of crap. I don't want anything to give them penalties to critical. That's just bad. A reckless charm is not terrible. His dodge is really good. No, that's a definitive no. Also no. Also no. No. What are you? You know what? Yeah. Minus 5% bleed resistance for 7% crit on Eldritch. Granted, that's not going to help in many situations, only when we're fighting an Eldritch monster. But minus 5% bleed resist is effectively, it's nothing. It's nothing. And this does give him a trinket, so we can fill in the slot. It's better than what he had before, which was actively bad, giving him a penalty to crit. That's not what we want. So that just leaves a little Madeline Usher who needs her trinkets adjusted. And she does, in fact, need trinkets adjusted, because we have a Vestal trinket that we absolutely got to get on her. This Sacred Scroll, it's plus 30% to her heals, minus 15% of her damage, minus 20% to her debuff chances. We don't use any of the debuff skills at all. She already has minus 10% damage penalty, so yeah, this is just a straight up improvement. It's absolutely 100% better. She has a huge buff to her healing now. She's going to be a remarkably effective healer for us. And that's it. So we're going to provision. Into the dungeon we go. We're going to pick up another focus ring, which will be very good. We might actually give that to Half-Cock Jack when we come out. Or possibly this will be the ring that goes on Randolph Carter's other finger, because it would be good for him as well. So that's it. It's time to provision. We're going to go a little bit big on provisions, because the gold for this it's redonkulously huge. Also, when we're talking about redonkulously huge, we're talking about my peanut. No, it's actually a fucking bald-faced lie. We're talking about our stacked pile of gold here, because we got a ton of gold. We got a lot of gold. 4 shovels. Torches. We don't want to be going in the dark. If we're going to be messing with a Necromancer Lord, we want to make sure darkness stays out of the equation. So I'm going to take well more than we probably need in the torch department. And that's it. So our focus for loot here, gold and gold. And then gold.
A remarkable
then crests.
Or even the most experienced necromancer. Freed from the trappings of their humanity, they plied their terrible trade anew. The dead reviving the dead, on and on down the years. Forever.
Ooh. The dead reviving the dead, reviving the dead, reviving the butthole mask, which died decades ago in Milan as an actual fashion choice. But they've brought it back, and they keep bringing it back. The butthole mask will not be stopped. Butthole mask upon butthole mask upon butthole mask. It's like 2 girls, 1 cup unto eternity. It's basically the human centipede of necromancy. Alright then. Well, this is not a strong start for us. 15 damage. Oh, please, we have... Roderick Usher, buddy, we have got to get rid of Dacnomania for you. The maiden squeaks open, only revealing foul air. That could be taken out of context if one were talking about like a spinster or an old maid. She squeaks open, reeling only... Alright, you know, my mind took that to a weird and dirty and awful place, and please don't follow me. I don't encourage that. It's kind of depraved. Don't listen to me. I'm a bad person. I really am. I'm still kind of pissed about taking 15 damage from that trap, though, considering we have 30% protection. Roderick Usher should be nigh invulnerable to mortal weapons. I mean, we're talking about it takes Aowen to bring me down sort of situation. Are you kidding me? Is everyone compulsive now? When did this happen? Ah, you guys, you're fucking killing me, Smalls. You're killing me here, Smalls. Smalls, you're killing me, Smalls.
The light, the promise
Also, bring me a
safety.
s'more. Go get that baseball out of the neighbor's yard. That's just fucking mean. Don't be littering up his house. He's blind, you know. You know, I think we go for... Nah, let's just do a facial stab. I was thinking about going to Mark, the insatiable ghoul, with his 97 health, but honestly, I think we're probably going to be better off to just kill the cultist witch as fast as we can. I was hoping to try and get her down before any stress attacks came in. Just only 7 damage. We might still be able to do it. Nope. Okay, well, the cultist witch is slow as shit, so
Confidence surges
we
as
can
the
do it.
enemy crumbles.
Hooray! Roderick Usher getting it done. We took a blight, which is a little unfortunate. You know what? This is a good time to heal him up, although that heal was kind of substandard. Let's see what Maddie's new enhanced healing powers can do. Oh, that's a big heal right there. That wasn't even a critical. Alright, so now we just gotta wreck this ghoul before he completely slavers us with stress. So we just want to start beating on him. Continue beating on him until, yeah, see, Howl is a problem. That's a lot of stress, admittedly. More than I'm comfortable with. And then he also gets to immediately follow it up with a skull toss. So he went last and then was back to first before we get a chance to go. That's shitty. Real shitty is what that is. Point blank shot for me. Boom, 26 damage. Solid blow from Half-Cock Jack. We could heal Madeline Usher, but I think we're better off to just keep piling the damage on this bastard and try and get him down. That critical from Randolph Carter going to get us a little bit of portion of that stress back. And I have a feeling that Roderick is about to finish this guy off with style. That's the style, panache, and swagger we have come to expect from Roderick Usher. You know, apart from the early blooper Roderick had by opening the Iron Maiden without sort of permission or using the right interactable object, but apart from that little blooper, he's solid. Also, we know exactly where the Necromancer is going to be. He's going to be up here. In case I didn't mention it, he's going to be up here. You know, let's... Here's the thing. Roderick Usher has such really positive quirks. I kind of don't want to have him do this. I mean, he could get a positive quirk out of it, but he already has positive quirks I don't necessarily want to overwrite. Sort of the same situation for Half-Cock Jack. Sort of the same situation for Roderick Usher. And, again, kind of the same situation for Madeline Usher. So there's really, for us, no advantage. We're just going to leave it. I don't feel bad about skipping it, because even if we got lucky and got the positive quirk we were looking for, or got a positive quirk, rather, it's pretty unlikely we would be improving our situation quirk-wise. I mean, it's pretty tough for those guys to do. They all have, like, Fated and Clutch Hitter and Bonus Crit and all the really awesome shit that you want your guys to have. I don't really want to overwrite that with something else. Salvaging an unburned torch, we'll take that and just burn it. We got plenty of torchlight. We're not worried about consuming a little. Catching the surprise is a bit unfortunate, but it should be recoverable. We can't do a sacrificial stabbing from here, so I think Abyssal Artillery is probably the right call. 7 damage is 7 damage. Little Ren for the old gods. Maddie, taking one for the team, that's fine. Let's have her just move back. And... you know what? I think a Grape Shot Blast is the right move here. Oh, yes, definitively. 28 aggregate damage. And a little J'accusation. Roderick Usher with the J'accuse gets 8 damage and the KO. They're really focusing on Maddie. She's taking some stress damage there. That's a little unfortunate. Half-Cock Jack getting rent, but resisting the bleed, so not really a problem. Half-Cock Jack does have rabies, so, you know, the guy kind of feels no pain. He's insensate to pain. He's not really concerned about... well, his own safety or well-being, because basically he's Madman now. As evidenced by his delirious desire for fresh blood. Roderick Usher, not gonna bleed. You gotta do better than that, man, to take down Roderick Usher. The man is a walking fucking fortress. I mean, you're gonna have to try way harder than that if you want to take down the man. You're gonna have to come up with something way more impressive, sir. Way more impressive. Okay, well... touche, I guess. That was definitively more impressive. I mean, it's still not going to bring down Roderick Usher, because the guy is a crazed madman and, like I said, a walking fucking fortress. But, you know, I said do better. You did better. Maybe I should just keep my trenchant mouth shut. And you know, I think I'll start trying to do that in the future. These portraits we don't care about. We don't need portraits. It's cash and valuables for us exclusively. Let's get our house back in order very quickly and continue on our merry way. Another torch, all right. Well, the unburnt torch is not going to remain that way very long. We're going to light it pretty much as fast as we can, and we continue onward. And I got to say, I think the Necromancer doesn't really stand much of a chance here. This may be the most dangerous and well-equipped party we have ever fielded. These guys are dyed-in-the-wool killers, every single one of them. They've got a ton of missions under their belt. They don't know fear, really. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 50 gold. That wasn't even worth the torch I threw on the floor. Actually, the torch cost more, but still, we're gonna be fine. We got one room left to go, and we're gonna camp in here anyway, which is going to refresh our torchlight as well. So it's not really an issue for us. We do have a fight in here, but we're camping afterwards. So no matter what this fight is, I kind of like our chances. Oh, nice dodge from Half-Cocked Jack. I was worried the push might fuck up his point-blank shot, but that is not destined to be. Half-Cocked Jack with a thunderous 25 damage. Actually catching a tempting goblet, which is good for the team, really. He had almost no stress coming in. If we have to pick somebody to soak stress, Randolph and Jack are sort of the people we would pick at the moment. 19 aggregate damage from Randolph Carter. It's not amazing, but it's a strong contribution. 20 damage for Roderick Usher. We're going to try and focus on that bone shield wall if we can. Madeline Usher, however, was hoping we might get to bone royalty. Didn't quite make it the rest of the way home. But if Randolph gets lucky and beats those guys on a speed roll, he may be able to take them down. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but Madeline Usher not taking any of that guy's shit with the dodge. Half-Cocked Jack once again takes one for the team. He's real hurt. That also did not do necessarily as much damage as we might have liked. So we got to get a heal on Jack. He's in real bad shape. I mean, we could do that because we got Roderick Usher with a 2-point heal. So that's not really what we were hoping for necessarily. So Madeline, can you do a little better? Yeah, well, 12 is considerably better, not even a little better. Little grape shot. That's what we needed. There we go. Now Jack's on board. Now he's bringing it around. I still think we actually go for the reconstruction here. That's a big ol' heal from Randolph Carter. And bap. Didn't get it. Probably should have just thrown a heal at Roderick Usher and then let Roderick beat this guy into a sloppy paste. Would have most likely been the right move, but that's okay. We still have a camp time. We've got plenty of opportunities to recover before we go fight the Necromancer Lord. None of this stuff is really terribly troubling. We're going to burn that torch just for fun. And let's camp. So, yeah, we'll feast. We have no qualms about feasting. 10 stress relief for everybody. We're going to use a bandage because we got an extra. And let's see how we want to do about skills then. I probably should have equipped skills before I sat down to camp because I have skills. Damn it. You know what? Probably doesn't matter. Clean guns. I mean, that's the thing we're going to do. You always clean your guns. Got to have clean guns. If you want your guns to be clean and you want enemies to be dead, you clean your guns. Abandon hope. We don't really need to. Do you even have any stress? Randolph Carter has no stress. He's seen worse shit than this on his way to the supermarket. I mean, this guy lives in Innismouth, rather. I mean, he sees more abominable horrors than this, literally on his way to the store. Unspeakable Commune. There actually is a case to be made for using that. Bless, absolutely. That's for Half-Cocked Jack. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. How much stress have you got? 6. You have 4. We could spend 5 of our available time and get rid of all that, or we could also get rid of it with 2. Or we could spend 6 of our available time and get rid of everybody's stress with just some encouraging words. We don't really need to worry about scouting. Gallows Humor is overkill. Yeah, you know what? It does have a chance. Let's do Gallows Humor. I really like Gallows Humor. Haha, perfect. So we got rid of all of our stress. Clearly, our team... I mean, these are some people who have seen some fucking shit in their day, folks. A little Gallows Humor goes a long way with them. It really does. I mean, they've seen some shit. A lot of shit. And we're going to stand tall with Roderick Usher. Roderick Usher stands tall. Gallows Humor also, by the way, just straight up the best kind of humor. What better to laugh at than death? I mean, really. In the world, what better to laugh at? If you're going to laugh at something, I mean, you might as well try and make a joker out of the one thing that claims us all in the end. That's the ultimate joke. Am I right? No, I'm full of my own bullshit. I'm actually sniffing my own farts there. That's just me trying to sound wise and sage when I'm just a fucking jackleg idiot playing video games on the internet. I have no greater insights or deeper wisdom. This is as deep as it gets, folks. This is it. You've plumbed all of my depths. All of them have been plumbed. Again, there's really no advantage for us taking this bookshelf with this team. I kind of need to stop bringing these guys into the dungeon. I mean, except for bosses, they really stand... I mean, there's nothing to be gained bringing these guys in a dungeon. There really isn't. There's kind of no advantage. We're going to max our light level. And we're going to smash a necromancer into a steaming puddle of bones and other slop. So prepare to get wrecked, son. Flesh is willing. That's not an inconsiderable amount of damage. This guy summons bone shield walls. Well, that's real ugly. Alright, so we're going to heal up old Jackie. I don't think the Jacques is necessarily the right... Oh, this guy has a lot of health. I'm going for the Jacques anyway. 21 aggregate damage is solid. Honestly, I think probably Grape Shot Blast is the right move here. Grape Shot Blast could really wind up holding it down for us in a long run. I wanted to get the mark on the Necromancer Lord. So we're going for the Clawing Dead. A little bit of damage. We're going to get another bone. Okay, so it's not all bone shield walls. Some of them are just these bone sergeants, and those guys are punk bitches. As you can see, quickly eliminated punk bitches as they got taken right the fuck out. Do we want to heal? I think we're probably better suited to go for damage here. Oh, damn. Okay, so damage was definitely the right choice there. The Necromancer Lord. Once again, Randolph Carter. This guy, Randolph Carter, has these Necromancers' numbers. He's got their number every time. They come in wearing their butthole mask, and what does Randolph Carter do? He puts a knife in a butthole mask. It's his job. He does it better than anyone else, folks. Like Wolverine, when it comes to butthole masks and sticking knives in them, he's the fucking best there is. He's the best there is. We're going to keep pummeling the Necromancer Lord with everything we've got. This Axe Blade I'm not really that concerned about. He did 6 damage to Roderick Usher. Roderick Usher laughs at 6 damage. 6 feet under, stress attack. Also going to make a Bone Sergeant. Again, just more fodder for old Half-Cock Jack to take down with a little bit of a planned takedown. Butthole Mask, facial stabbing, Randolph Carter. You show him a max that's shaped like a butthole. Actually, you just show Randolph Carter pretty much anything that's shaped like a butthole. He's going to poke you in it. It's just the way he rolls. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of his bag, baby. Alright, so we're getting more stress than I'm comfortable with, and the enemy kind of has a super abundance of undead servants now. We should consider removing some of these things from the field of play, I think, is probably a wise move. Half-Cock Jack making a solid start on that. Little Graveyard Slash. Let's... Yeah, you know what? Let's go for the Divine Comfort here. Everyone is a little slightly banged up. There's not really any drawback. More butthole mask stabbing. Randolph Carter holding it down as far as the Necromancer is concerned. A little Jacques from our friend Roderick Usher for some Titanic damage. 31 aggregate. Solid output. You know what? Let's... Yeah, you know what? Grape Shot Blast I think is still better here. I was considering moving to the front with the dash to just claw the Necromancer Lord, but he was just going to resummon another guy, and then we just wind up point-blank shotting a Bone Sergeant, which is not doing anybody a whole hell of a lot of good. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Our pattern is working pretty well. Randolph Carter and the butthole mask. I'm telling you, Necromancer, you should just fucking take that off and show us that skull that you're hiding under the mask. I mean, you think we don't know what's under there, but we all know, man. We all know. It's like Tom Cruise and, you know, his nascent sexuality. It's not a fucking secret. It's, or if it is, it's the worst kept secret in the world. We all know, Tom, and nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. It doesn't matter. It's nothing to be ashamed of, man. Be who you are. You know, be who you are. Don't be afraid to come out. Just, you know, come out of the closet, man. Be who you're destined to be. Nobody's gonna care. You're fucking bug house rat shit insane anyway, and we still love you despite the insanity. Do you think, you know, your sexual orientation is gonna turn anybody off? We all knew the moment we saw Top Gun, man. We all knew. You didn't fool anybody, by the way, with that whole Kelly McGillis thing. That wasn't fooling anybody. We know who your true love was, and it was Val Kilmer. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And also, Val Kilmer, I gotta say, he's a sexy motherfucker back in the day. Randolph Carter, he's poking buttholes all day long. It's just, that's his job. If you have a butthole, Randolph Carter's gonna poke it. There's no two ways about it. Buttholes, the poking, the Randolph Cartering, they go hand in hand. And this is all over but the screaming, folks. It really is. I'm not even sure there's going to be any screaming at this point. It's more like yawns and boredom. Our A-team, they don't give a shit about these guys. They really, I mean, these guys are no threat at all to them. They could care less. They really, honestly could care less about these fuckers. It's just another day at the office for these guys, and it's not even an exciting day. There we go. All wrapped up. Necromancer Lord cut down in his, I'd say his prime, but probably not since he's, been dead at least once. I'd have to say he's probably beyond his prime. Book of Constitution. That thing's real bad. Real bad. What are you? A longevity eye patch. That's also not really very good. I mean, it's man-at-arms only, which is interesting because we don't have a whole lot of man-at-arms gear. We didn't use any of our interactables? Really? Well, that kind of seems like a waste, I guess. Now, let's throw this food on the floor. Let's get rid of these torches. We might as well take the busts. And there we go. So that's it. Dungeon over. Game, Hendrix. We win. You suck. Necromancer Lord. Scratch him off the list. He's like the guy on the list for the Cleveland Indians. This guy here is dead. Well, cross him off then. That's what you do to Necromancer Lords. You cross him off then. We did pick up 12 crests, which we need. Focus ring, of course, which we very much wanted. Those are real good. 27,000 gold, along with another 8,900. A very, very solid haul. Easily paying for everything we paid in preparations. Some very mild stress for a couple of our troopers. But honestly, I'm not sure when these guys are even going to see action again. Picked up Improved Balance, Warren's Adventure, and Slayer of Mankind. Yeah. Improved Balance I could really kind of do without. If that overwrote anything really positive, that was actually picking up a positive quirk for a negative benefit. But the Necromancer Lord is still dead, and that's one task we don't have to handle again. So that leaves us, let's take a look at our bosses that we've still got to go here. Inchoate Flesh, still on the list, admittedly, but that big fat bastard's going down next mission, because Gold Moon, Katniss Everdeen, and Ron Weasley are ready to kick that guy's teeth all the way down his throat. He's going to be going down real quick. Brigand 12-pounder and the Unstable Flesh, both of those still need to be addressed. We do have a team ready for those guys as well. Probably going to be Chrysania, Lucy, Brienne, and old Dorian Gray taking them out. What else have we got here? Hag Witch, okay, admittedly, the Hag Witch also on the list. She's pretty tough. We got the Swine God, also fairly tough. And then the Brigand 16-pounder, the Formless Fresh, and the Gibbering Prophet. So we're pretty far down our list of items as far as things to do. We don't have a whole lot of depth left of that list. Not a long row left to hoe. Got to get an Arbalist to 6, a Bounty Hunter to 6, Grave Robber to 6, Hellion to 6, Jester, Leper, Man-at-Arms, Plague Doctor. Plague Doctor's going to take some doing. I mean, we don't even have a Plague Doctor on our 22-man roster at the moment. Not a single Plague Doctor even in the list. That will be fixed, of course. Gold Moon is getting shit-canned. Don't tell her. We don't want her to know that she's getting fired. But she is getting shit-canned as soon as she completes the mission with the low-level Inchoate Flesh. We're going to bring back Susan McAllister. But that's it. We got pretty much nothing else to do. Nobody really requires any stress relief. I suppose we can swing by the sanitarium since we have this absolute titanic pile of slush fund cash. We're sitting like Warren Buffett here, folks. We got plenty of extra loot. So let's just check and see if anybody has any quirk removal that might help them out. I'm pretty sure the top of our list really doesn't have anything. Until we get to Brienne, who has a stomach cramp. That can go. Actually, Brienne has a lot of bad shit, but none of it is really a deal breaker. We're just sort of whittling through our list as we can, picking out the worst, worst quirks as we go. Nah, are any of those really hugely problematic? Lycophobia isn't terrible. Known cheat is no big deal. Dark Temptation is not really a problem either. Django is just a drinker. Again, none of those are really much of a problem. Arya Stark, we got finally completely taken care of. Her many, many, many phobias from a lifetime in Westeros have finally been removed. Hagiomania, Ablutomania, neither of those are really problematic either. We don't want to send either Ron, Gold Moon. Why are you not available, Gold Moon? What the hell's going on? Where's Gold Moon? Why is Gold Moon not available? What's going on? Excuse me, Mr. Scroll? What? Has left in search of a holy vision. Son of a bitch. That means we can't do the Inchoate Flesh next time because we gotta wait for stupid-ass Gold Moon to come back from her goddamn vision quest. This is great. What do? We leave her alone for 5 minutes. She finds the rest of the companions at the end of the last home and wanders off to fucking Pax Tharkus to kill a dragon. Great. Just what we fucking needed, Gold Moon. You and your goddamn blue crystal staff. You can take that staff and shove it straight up your ass. We needed you killing the inchoate flesh. You can go hang out with Tanis Half-Elven and Flint Fireforge on your own goddamn time. Ah, I'm a little salty now. Alright, well I guess we won't be tackling the inchoate flesh next time, so there's no real prohibition against putting Ron, Weasley, Bruin, or Battlehammer, or Katniss Everdeen into the sanitarium if any of them have a quirk that we kind of need to get rid of. We sort of don't. I guess we'll just go back to the top of the list and start weeding out some of the lesser problematic ones. You know what? Roderick Usher, we're getting rid of Dacnomania, because you fucked me with Dacnomania like 2 times. So let's just get that shit the hell out of there. Madeline Usher, you're also getting rid of old Plutomania as well. That shit's gonna go. So there we go. This way we don't have to worry about our A-team just randomly interacting with things. That's probably a solid addition. And with at least one sound decision made during this entire episode, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon, including getting a Plague Doctor to legendary status, consider subscribing as well. That way you can catch them all. Right now, however, I'm going to go be salty at Gold Moon. I got to have a talk with Riverwind and see if maybe we can get that bitch's head put on back straight. I'm telling you, I'm real upset about that. Go talk with Riverwind and see if maybe he can bring her around. I don't know. Thanks for watching, though. We'll see you again soon.